The Bible addresses acceptable conduct towards the marginalized, often referred to as the least of these, with profound clarity and emphasis throughout its texts. This concept permeates both the Old and New Testaments, providing moral and ethical directives on how to treat the disadvantaged, including the poor, the orphaned, the widowed, and the oppressed. In the Old Testament, numerous verses highlight the importance of justice and mercy towards the marginalized. For example, Deuteronomy 15:7-11 instructs the Israelites to be open-handed and generous towards their impoverished brethren. Similarly, Proverbs 31:8-9 advocates speaking up for those who cannot speak for themselves, ensuring justice for the destitute. The prophet Isaiah also speaks fervently about this matter. Isaiah 1:17 commands to learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. These verses emphasize that those afflicted or victimized are to be treated with compassion and fairness, reflecting a deep sense of social responsibility towards the marginalized. Conversely, the Bible distinguishes between those stricken by misfortune and those who exhibit laziness or negligence. Proverbs 6:9-11 warns against slothfulness, painting a vivid picture of a life marred by poverty due to idleness. The New Testament reinforces this notion. 2. Thessalonians 3:10 advises that, if anyone is not willing to work, they should not eat, underscoring the distinction between inability and unwillingness to work. Furthermore, the Bible speaks critically of those who ignore or mistreat the needy. The tale of Sodom is a prime example. While Sodom is often recalled for its moral depravity, Ezekiel 16:49 attributes part of its sin to neglect of the poor and needy. Now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. This denunciation of indifference underscores the moral failure tied to ignoring the plight of the marginalized. The New Testament continues this critique. Jesus, in Matthew 25:31-46, portrays the final judgment as a separation of sheep from goats. He bases the criteria for this separation on acts of kindness towards the least of these, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, and caring for the sick. Jesus declares that whatever is done for the least of these is done for him, equating service to the marginalized with service to God. Those who fail to perform these acts are condemned to eternal punishment, emphasizing the gravity of neglecting the needy. Thus, the Bible presents a holistic view that combines compassion for the afflicted with a call for personal responsibility. It praises the defense of justice and mercy towards the vulnerable, while condemning laziness and indifference alike. This balance encourages believers to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly, as advised in Micah 6:8, recognizing the intrinsic value of every individual, especially those on society's margins.